ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಅರವಿಂದ್ ಐತಾಳ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ದಿನೇಶ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟಿನ ನ್ಯಾಯಮೂರ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಅರವಿಂದ್ ಐತಾಳ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸುಪೀರಿಯರ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಜರ್ಸಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ 1969ರಲ್ಲಿ 5 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಿಂದ ಅಮೆರಿಕಾಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆಯವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ. ಹಾಗೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನೂನಿನ ವ್ಯಾಸಂಗವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಲಾಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, ವಕೀಲರಾಗ್ತಾರೆ. ವಕೀಲರಾದ ನಂತರ ಅನೇಕ ಹುದ್ದೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಲಾಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅನೇಕ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಫರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ತದನಂತರ US ಆರ್ಮಿಗೂ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಆ ಅನುಭವಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ವಕೀಲರ ಸಂಘದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಚಿಂತನೆಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಂಡು ನ್ಯಾಯಮೂರ್ತಿಗಳಾದ ದಿನೇಶ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿ ನ್ಯಾಯಮೂರ್ತಿಗಳಾದ ಅರವಿಂದ್ ಐತಾಳ್ ಅವರ ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಆಲಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. ಈಗ ನ್ಯಾಯಮೂರ್ತಿ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಅರವಿಂದ್ ಐತಾಳ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ 1 or 2 questions. So, sir, at what age did you leave India and what made you become a lawyer?
English ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ?
English. In English.
I left India when I was 5 years old in 1969. My father took our family to Southern California, and we lived in Los Angeles with the hopes that, his plan was we would stay there for 3 years. And 3 years turned into my entire life after 5. We've lived in India ever since.
In the US?
In the US ever since. I've been to India. This is my 4th return back to India. My first return in 25 years. The last time I was here was 25 years ago. My desire to become a lawyer was actually because frankly, I wasn't sure that I wanted to practice law, but I wanted the general education that I thought that law school would bring. And it was in law school that I found that I had a love for the law. And that's blossomed into, thankfully, where I am today.
And in your speech today, you dwelt upon what is the chief role of a lawyer and how the elder lawyers, the seniors, must patronize and nurture the youngsters. Could we have a word or two about it?
Absolutely. With age often comes wisdom, and not necessarily that the youth, the younger advocates, are not aware of what they should be doing. But certain things cannot be learned except through experience. And the more seasoned attorneys, I've noticed, have been able to mentor younger attorneys into 2 areas that I think are extremely beneficial. One is that they mentor them on being good advocates, the law itself, tactics, how to approach arguments, or which judges might have certain proclivities or certain habits, and how they should address that. The second part is even more important, which is to build a relationship with other attorneys. It is a fraternity of like-minded people that is unique from any other fraternity, because advocates, they take opposite positions when they are representing clients in a case, one for, one against. But the need to work together to achieve justice should be something that's paramount in their interaction, and being civil with one another while still zealously representing their client, I believe, is important.
Yes. And you were also attorney in the army.
I was.
So just a brief note on your experiences there.
Thank you. The Army has a legal corps, if you will, called the Judge Advocate General's Corps, similar to the Indian Army as well. The role of a judge advocate is to advise commanders on the rules of law, the rules of engagement that apply in any military setting. If it's in a combat setting, then it's the Geneva Convention, the Hague Convention, the rules of the Army rules that you have in terms of engagement, and international law and local law. So all of those things are what a judge advocate needs, a good judge advocate needs to bring him or herself up to speed on, to know, so that they can properly advise their client, which is the commander, and so that the commander doesn't run afoul with any of those laws, obviously, as they go through their military operations.
Yes, and then one final question. You were born in Tirthali, in a village near Tirthali.
ಹೌದು.
And how do you relate back to your home, to your hometown, and how since you came after 20 years, how did you feel?
I'll put it this way. I may not look from the outside because of the clothes that I'm wearing. I may not look Indian, but in my heart, I am 100%. So it's a homecoming. Although people may stare at me because of what I'm wearing in the streets, I feel in my heart, like I said, I'm Indian. So it's a homecoming for me to be here again, to be not only where I was born, not only where my parents were born, but to come back here and to be among so many people, the opportunities that I've had to meet other justices, to meet advocates, and to find out the similarities that we have, even though we're separated by 12,500 miles. It's incredible, and it's very heartwarming. To me, it's very emotional, which is why.
And what is the role your father played? We heard he was a writer in Kannada.
He was.
Who went to US. He was in the Indian Institute of Science, and then he left US in 1969.
Right.
So what is his role in mentoring you in your life?
The biggest role that he had was in taking chances and doing things that in your heart you feel is right. He was trained as a scientist, technically trained, but his passion was writing and drama. So after he finished his career, he pursued his passion until the end of his life. He passed away last year. Sad loss for us, but he left a legacy behind. The legacy that he left with me was that if you pursue your passion, you will always be happy. The law has been my passion, and I should be unafraid to pursue it.
Yeah. And do you remember your childhood in Shimoga?
I remember parts of my upbringing in Shimoga, but I have more fond memories of the trips that I made back. Like I said, this is the fourth time that I've been back. I came back twice as a child and now twice as an adult. So I have very fond memories of my childhood being here. I have some vague memories of when I was 5 and before that, and they were always good memories, which makes every trip back all that much more emotional.
And incidentally, we had one of our senior-most judges of our High Court to preside over this function today as a chief guest. And what did you feel, sir, about Justice Arvind Aithal's contribution?
Well, first thing is, it's very great to have an Indian, a gentleman from Karnataka, to be a judge in the United States. I find him a very erudite, warm, thorough gentleman, great judge. The short interaction that we had. During the course of the day in the court and as also the academy, we have had some interaction. I find him great.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
so
Justice
much.
Dinesh Kumar.